You'll never know how you'll grow, who you'll meet, and what they know. Right here on the Friends with Jar show. Hello and welcome. Again, my name is Ebony Greenfield, and we're back with Where in the NIL Does My Degree Fit In? Now, I have the barber here, okay? This guy, an amazing barber, but an even better friend, not only to me, but so many freaking athletes. I've never seen anyone with more sports playing friends than you. So, without further ado, the barber, can you just tell the whole world about you?
That's a broad statement. So I don't really know where you want me to start. Yes, so I am a barber and I have been cutting a plethora of athletes on the collegiate level for about the past 15 years.
Wow. So, for at least 15 years, you're saying that you've cut hair. Would you say any of those people ever made it to the pro?
Yes, a lot of them did.
Okay. So, what about the ones that only made it to just a great college level? Did it feel like they were at pro status? Did the university and the people around them treat them good?
Well, I think in that arena, it's kind of like somewhat of dating. Like you never know who your potential partner will turn into, but you always treat them like they could be your husband. They could end up just stopping at the boyfriend or even not even making it to that point. But you always want to treat them like they might be the one just in case they are, so that way you don't miss the boat. And I think that's how a lot of people kind of treat them that way.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so the barber, I do want to go ahead and say thank you for already like just opening us up with that powerful statement. So now, with the new NIL money, like,
hmm
what are you thinking about that? Do you have any thoughts on it on, college athletes getting paid?
Well, to be honest, I mean, we're gonna be honest. A lot of them have never not got paid. It's just a way to kind of bring things up across the board. Even though with the NIL agreements, it still doesn't allow them to be directly paid. It just makes it okay for them to get indirectly paid, which that has always been done. It's just um, back in the day before the NIL agreements came, if you were caught indirectly getting paid, then the school would get fined. You'll get. I don't think they did too much to the players unless, like for instance, Reggie Bush. I think he got caught like that, and they took away one of his.
Wait,
I
wait,
don't know.
wait. What did Reggie Bush do?
Then they take away like his Heisman or something like that.
They did. I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So those were the penalties like that. And then like say if a student was getting paid at the time they won a championship, they would strip away their title.
Wait a second. So, man, so the thing that they're allowing today has literally destroyed people's entire lives and mental health 5 years ago.
Yeah. Because I just seen a commercial. I think it was like a Wendy's commercial where somebody was talking about they was giving him back. I want to say the Heisman. I can't think of who it was. I have to.
Okay, so the barber, do you think that okay, so let's just say the year is 2010 and three of your clients, right? You're cutting their hair. How do you think, they would have been treated if given, $1 million for playing, at that college?
Like I say, that type of stuff is going. And once again, players have always received some type of funds. And a lot of them will tell you like they get. I forgot about this. So they get like a monthly allowance on the card, and I think that allowance varies. I don't like some players might get um I don't know 700. Some might get 1,400. It's been a while since I've been
Wait a minute.
directly.
Wait, the barber. So
Yeah.
you're telling me that okay. So the athletes have always gotten, free scholarship, free food, and they also get some type of like an allowance, like a stipend. So they were already getting money anyway.
Right, right, correct.
But not
Some get more than others.
but not through their name, but not through their like name, image and likeliness, right?
So the name, image, and likeness, that deal was more so put in to help the school systems, right? Some say it was done to make it even, like um okay, for example, because this was a big debate between Deion Sanders and the Nick Saban thing, and Deion Sanders was saying if if you pay a college athlete $1.4 million to go to any school, and regardless of whatever school he chooses, he still gets the same money. They're gonna start more of the black athletes are going to start choosing HBCUs. The reason why they were going to big PWIs is because the HBCUs were not able to offer as much money as say a PWI, like Georgia Bulldogs or University of Alabama or Auburn, compared to somebody like Stillman College or Tuskegee. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they've always got allowances.
So this information is just something that's not available to the general public. Is it kind of like one of those like hidden like sports secrets or something that people weren't aware about? Because from all of my research, like you seem extremely calm about this NIL thing. Meanwhile, others are just completely frantic about it. They're saying, oh no, it's going to ruin football and basketball and it's going to take the love away. And you're saying that's not true.
So yeah, because they've always what the NIL agreement was done to do was kind of help even the playing field. So the people who are saying that are probably coming from PWIs that have a ton of boosters who are able to help compensate the allowances and other indirect and direct costs of the players versus somewhere like JSU or ASU. Like, those schools are, most HBCUs are private. So they don't receive government assistance like, say, like a University of Alabama or something of that nature. So, and a lot of them try to stay private so that way they can keep the curriculum how they want it, and for other reasons. So it was harder for them to compete for your top tier athletes. The only time that you would find, well, majority of the time, the only time you would find where a top tier athlete would go to HBCU is so that he can dominate the SWAC, or because they don't even play against each other. So it'd be different if you had HBCUs playing PWIs like that on the regular, but most HBCUs play each other. So I have known some players choose their route because they can stand out better instead of getting drowned in the numbers and benched for a year or two at a bigger top tier school.
Okay. So let me ask this, the barber. Do you think that the money should be capped, right? Well, now, like, you've literally mind blown me. Like, the whole time I was in college, I'm eating with the football players and stuff, and I'm thinking we're all like the same broke little 19-year-olds, like all struggling, and the whole time they had money. So should this be like a capped thing or what?
You also got to think their mindset is different, right? So, okay, let's put it like this. Say I make $400,000 a year, right? But my bills are $350,000. Well, I'm only keeping $50,000. Versus if you making $200,000 a year and your bills are only $50,000, you keep $150,000. So it's about the circumstances, and I think with them, most of these athletes that's in college have been playing since middle school. Some, little league. So when you're that gifted and good, people notice that. So you got to think as a child, maybe since like from the age of 10 and up, people kept telling them they're gonna make it to the league. They're gonna make it to the league. That gets geared into their head. So then they work harder. they strive for that. That's like their dream, and to a lot of them, it becomes the only thing that they know. So when they don't make it, you see their life go in shambles. Or if they do make it and they don't last long, you see their life going in shambles, and then the whole depression and all that stuff. And then people. Some people are sentimental and have compassion, but some are like, I mean, you're an athlete, like you got so much stuff the way you wanted it all your life. So it's almost like a child who gets spoiled and they pick the fit. But repeat the question again, because I'm sorry, I don't want to go off on a tangent.
Oh no, you were doing great. You have my mind gone somewhere else completely.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay, so I was talking about expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So say they're collectively getting, I don't know, $2,000 a month. To them, once they get to the college level, they're already thinking like a pro. Because you gotta realize they can leave after.
They're already okay. So it's already
so that money becomes minute.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that money that they're getting, even though to a struggling college student, $2,000 a month is good for you not to have a job, but to them it's minute
because they know for a fact they got $2 million coming, and possibly the next year or two if they play their cards the right way. What?
Right, and you also got to think it's athletes. Football, basketball, it's like a fraternity. So you might have a guy that's three years above you, 4 years above you that you played with in high school. Or he was like you might know his little brother and his little, so you was around. So they still keep in communication. So he might be talking to somebody who's already then made it, and they telling them how much they just got. And they like, and they might be playing the same position. So a lot of players take that rating from. Let's just say if I'm a quarterback and Tom Brady called me, me and Tom Brady know each other, and he's like, yeah, I just got this and this much amount of money, and he was like, but I be watching your games and stuff. You pretty good. You keep doing what you're gonna do, and you're gonna be here too. So there again, their expectations is higher, especially because they haven't contact with people that they already know who are already there.
Right. So it's literally okay, go ahead.
So it's like, yeah, I'm getting $2,000 with the new NIL, I'm getting $1.3 million, but it's like it's still not enough.
Yeah,
it's chump change compared to what they're looking at.
And then what? Honestly, when you say it like that, what that does is the barber. It kind of puts more stress on the student, too, because think about it like this. So if I'm your mom and my whole life I've been waiting for you to go pro. Okay, well, you just signed a $1.3 million, NIL deal. So now, yeah, you keep going pro. But now that money, yeah, baby, mommy going to need it, too. You know what I mean? So now all of a sudden it becomes, oh, the girlfriend needs this or the, friends need this. So you don't think that adds like any more, like giving these students, $1 million?
Their stress has always been there. It's just, I guess it's becoming more out in the open for y'all. But to me, that's always been known information, I guess, because I've always been right there up close to person.
Yes.
Because I've known some situations where, like, and that's what I was saying, the NIL, they're just trying to kind of slowly bring everything up abroad.
Like, we might as well pay everybody since we paying some of them. Make it fair. Okay. I
yeah, because and you have had some situations like that where, okay, so you might have a 5-star athlete getting this amount of money, and then you got a 3-star athlete who get this grown, and he'd be like, all right, I'm finna throw a monkey wrench in, and if y'all don't do this and this for me, then I'm telling. Because you got to think, especially around that time, like, they always looking for scandals. Look at the Cam Newton situation down there at Auburn. Like, I forget what school he was at, but he was at another school before that, and so you had schools competing to get him. You had Auburn competing, and I think you had Mississippi State. And it was like, and I want to say it was his dad that was kind of pushing it. He was like, well, he want to leave, but what makes my son what would make my son want to come to your school versus going to Florida or somewhere else? Because everybody need a good quarterback. And
Mm.
so this is an indirect way of saying how much you gonna
How
like. What
much
do
you
you have
gonna
to offer?
pay? Yeah, yeah,
It's
okay.
like a relationship. Yeah. So that's why I correlated to that a lot. So that's how you start getting those offers. But then it's indirectly done because you got to think as a school, right? If I know I got this athlete who's gonna take me all the way to the championship, I can pay him $1 million. But if we ever get caught and find out about it, then I've already spent that money, and then I lose the title. So the thing that I was getting him for it and striving to get, yeah, I got it, but I didn't hold on to it. And that's like I said,
Mm.
you got a lot of
So
athletes that
now
have
it
gotten.
becomes, I have the money. Here you go. Now let's do this the right way. Seriously. And so it does. I can
Yeah,
see. Yeah. Wow. Wow. It does allow the.
so it's like it's allowing them to do the same thing they've been doing, but bring it up across the board to look fair. Because like let's say what's the school where the owner went there? I think he's the Nike guy. Is it Oregon Ducks? Because they always had the Flyers uniform. Um, I can't think of that name, but they always had the Flyers uniforms, and everybody always be like they seem like they have more uniforms than your average college because most of your colleges only have two, a home and an away. But these guys alternate. I think they got two alternate home and two alternate aways, but they always had the best looking.
Yeah, Oregon. Good job, the barber. Phil Knight, his alma mater is University of Oregon.
Okay,
Yeah. Wow.
so I'm not saying that this is going on, but for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The school says they say, "Hey, we got this athlete that we need to get over here so we can win the championship." And what alumni doesn't want their school to win championships?
Absolutely. I mean,
So they might say, "Okay."
yeah. Okay.
So they might say that we really need this athlete. Like we're gonna give you the money, but we need you to make Nike one of his NIL sponsors. You don't have to worry about it because you're not gonna spend any of the money. We're gonna give you the money. It's gonna make your company look good because this player is gonna be representing your brand, and then he gets paid. You get the commissions from profit sales going up. We get the player we want, and everything looks like it's legit across the board. So it's like a way to kind of hide what they already been doing. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, this is
Because most
yeah.
NILs come from restaurants, um, clothing brands, and I think do car dealerships do it?
They actually can. So let me ask this. What degrees do you think, right? Okay, so boom, bam, all this money on the line. You're there, as the barber. But we have so many
Mm-hmm.
other just, students at this school. How can other people who see the same great athlete from a collegiate level, how can they all like basically get together to, form the best allegiance? Like what departments do you think can best help that?
What do you mean?
Like best degrees. Okay, so like let's just say like what was your degree?
So I was a MIS major,
What's MIS?
Management Information Systems.
Okay,
It's
good.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's like computer programming and business management.
So okay. So for example, stuff like that can have the NIL because I know right now they're using the platform Open Door. But it sounds like if you literally were to you and three of your classmates get together, you can essentially
Mm-hmm.
create a brand new, sports program software, right? Or what could you have done
Okay.
with that degree?
With everything being technology based, it's pretty broad. So you can do anything from like cybersecurity to writing software to programming, art, and that's on the computer side. Art can more so be on the managerial side, where you are a project manager, are managing another company. So it's pretty broad.
And you
Are you asking what I think the best degree is for a athlete?
No, I'm asking you, where do you think your degree would fit in the NIL space? You specifically.
Like, how could I use my degree to get some of the NIL money?
Yes.
Mm.
Or how could your degree help an NI player get more NIL money? You know, because once they get the money, I mean, it's 1.3 mil. But what are they gonna do? Just go put it in a bank? Are they just gonna give it away, or do they need to?
I don't know. I don't know what are the agreements. I don't think they're giving out the. It's kind of like an investment because it is an investment. It's not kind of. I'm sorry. It is an investment because you got to realize the reason why these companies are doing it is because they're trying to buy the player while they're cheap, right? So it's much easier for me to give a college athlete who I think is potentially going to be a big star in the professional world because he's a professional on the college level. I can buy him for 1.3 and make him, promote Under Armour. Versus me waiting until after he get drafted and he goes top 10, and then I try to come at him with the same 1.3 million. He's not gonna take the deal. He gonna want 7 million. So it's like a high risk, high reward. Like you spend a little money it's kind of like you betting, like roulette. Like you like, okay, I want to bet on all the red or all odd numbers. It's kind of like that. So they're winning from it too because you got to think they're biting in on the athlete before they really really take off on a potential level. Because you also got to think, let's say the athlete get hurt or injured, and then they don't go as high in the draft. Well, then that company is kind of lost because you want to have your top players because those are the players that people are going to more so see on ESPN. You're going to see sport highlights and stuff like that. And then it's going to build up their fan base. So that's going to build them up a bigger following. And then people are going to want to know what they wear, what they like to do, and then they're going to, participate. So that's where it helps the company out. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Seriously. Okay, so I mean, look, it seems like you got it with your degree. Your degree can specifically help out companies in millions of ways. You know, your one degree can literally open up 100 positions, and then with you being, the barber, you being a young
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, that has already put you in the position, to just be in that energy field already, with the millions. So man, thank you so much, the barber, for taking out time from your day to just help me explain to people, how the NIL deals are important and why it is important in
Yeah.
sports and why they really do need to kind of, hey, you guys, listen. After listening to this podcast, go and check for yourself. Go and talk to some of your football friends. Go and look at some of your nieces and nephews and just little kids. I mean, who knows? Like your
Because is
degree.
there an age cap on the NIL? I want to say, or maybe they're in talks about like doing it before they even get to the college level. Because you have some high school players who are really good, and like I said, it's a high risk, high reward. If you lock in with a student before they even get to that level, then you're able to get that student for a lot cheaper than you would as they progress on. Because I know some companies like you got Baby Grump. I don't know how old he is, but I think he got signed like when he was in middle school. He's actually signed to um I can't think of the company's name, but it's Syndicate Sports, and it's under Lil Boosie. So what you find is a lot of rappers are creating sports agencies now as well. I know Lil Wayne has a company that actually signed quite a bit of SEC athletes. Um, so I think that's the thing they kind of leaning towards. Not if they're not doing it yet, they're already like leaning towards it because you have people going after. The younger you get them, then the cheaper they are, and then you can kind of also help to groom them a little bit. It's,
Okay.
it's like it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like dating a 21-year-old versus dating a 40-year-old. Like the 21-year-old, you're gonna be able to kind of shape and mold and then protect it from a lot of things. Versus the 40-year-old, they're gonna kind of already be set in their ways and already have that scars.
So you guys
Because
listen. He's basically telling us the truth, you guys. Like there are monsters out there. So if you're listening to this podcast and you heard it, go get your children before someone else does. Thanks for tuning in. right here on the Friends with Jara show.